In the sun-kissed lands of Hispania, modern-day Spain, in the year 76 AD, a child was born who would one day shape the destiny of the mighty Roman Empire. His name was Hadrian, and his story is one of ambition, intellect, and a relentless pursuit of greatness. Hadrian's early years were marked by the typical pursuits of a young Roman noble. Yet, even in his youth, there was a spark in his eyes, a determination that set him apart. The world around him was a complex tapestry of power and intrigue, and young Hadrian was eager to weave his thread into it. Under the watchful eye of Emperor Trajan, Hadrian began to rise through the ranks of the Roman military. His natural talent for leadership and strategy quickly became apparent, and he distinguished himself in several campaigns. One such campaign was the suppression of a fierce Jewish rebellion in Judea, a victory that marked him as a commander of note. But Hadrian's ambitions were not confined to the battlefield. He was a man of culture and intellect, with a deep admiration for Greek philosophy and art. This love for Greek culture would become a defining aspect of his reign, but it was his military prowess that first caught the eye of Emperor Trajan. As Trajan's health began to wane, he saw in Hadrian a worthy successor, a man who could carry on the legacy of the Roman Empire. The torch was passed, and when Trajan died in 117 AD, Hadrian was named his heir. The young commander from Hispania was now Emperor Hadrian, ruler of the known world. But his ascent to the throne was not without challenges. He acted swiftly to consolidate his position and eliminate potential threats. Recognizing the danger posed by rivals and corrupted elites within the Roman establishment, he ordered the execution of 4 prominent senators who had been considered potential competitors for the throne. These senators were accused of conspiracy, and their elimination sent a clear message to others who might challenge Hadrian's authority. Additionally, Hadrian took measures to curb corruption within the Roman elite, implementing reforms and policies aimed at promoting integrity and accountability. Emperor Hadrian also assessed the vast territories that had been conquered by his predecessor, Trajan. He quickly recognized that the extended borders were overreaching and would be challenging to defend and govern effectively. As a result, Hadrian made the strategic decision to withdraw from Mesopotamia and grant independence to the Kingdom of Armenia, focusing instead on consolidating and fortifying the existing borders of the Roman Empire. This decision had significant technical consequences, as it allowed for a reallocation of military resources, strengthened frontier defenses, and improved administrative efficiency within the more manageable boundaries. Hadrian's choice to prioritize stability over expansion was widely regarded as a wise and pragmatic move, reflecting a deep understanding of the logistical and strategic demands of ruling a vast empire. It set a precedent for a more defensive and sustainable approach to imperial governance. One of Hadrian's most enduring legacies was the construction of Hadrians Wall in Britain. The wall was built in 122 CE and was a strategic move to fortify the northern boundary of the Roman province of Britannia. Recognizing the challenges of controlling the frontier and the need to protect the province from potential invasions by the Picts and other northern tribes, Hadrian ordered the construction of this impressive defensive structure. Stretching approximately 117 kilometers from the Solway Firth in the west to the River Tyne in the east, the wall stood around 4.6 meters high and 3 meters wide. Along its length, there were around 80 mile castles, each housing a garrison of troops, with 2 turrets between each mile castle. In total, it is estimated that around 10,000 troops were stationed along the wall. Hadrian's Wall was not just a physical barrier. It symbolized the might and order of the Roman Empire, serving as a clear demarcation between the Roman-controlled south and the unconquered north. Its construction showcased Roman engineering prowess, and its remains continue to stand as a testament to Hadrian's strategic vision and the technical capabilities of the Roman military. His reign was marked by a series of social reforms that reflected his commitment to justice, stability, and the well-being of the Roman populace. One of his most notable reforms was the codification and humanization of Roman law. He sought to make legal proceedings more equitable and accessible, emphasizing the importance of fair trials and the rights of the accused. Hadrian also took measures to protect slaves, implementing laws that prohibited the arbitrary killing of slaves by their masters and allowing slaves to seek refuge in temples if mistreated. In the provinces, he worked to reduce corruption and abuse of power by local officials, enhancing oversight and accountability. His focus on infrastructure, including the construction of roads, bridges, and aqueducts, improved connectivity and quality of life across the empire. Additionally, Hadrian's patronage of the arts and his support for education and intellectual pursuits contributed to cultural flourishing. Overall, Hadrian's social reforms showcased his enlightened approach to governance, prioritizing the rule of law, human dignity, and the welfare of the empire's diverse citizenry. His travels across the empire were legendary, and Hadrian's presence was felt in every corner of his vast dominion. Beginning in 121 CE, Hadrian embarked on a series of trips that took him to nearly every province of the empire, from the familiar territories of Gaul and Germania to the distant lands of Egypt and Asia Minor. Unlike any emperor before him, Hadrian personally inspected military installations, observed the conditions of the frontier defenses, and engaged with local officials and citizens. These visits allowed him to assess the needs of the provinces, implement administrative reforms, and foster a sense of unity and Roman identity. His presence in the provinces also served to demonstrate the might and benevolence of the emperor, strengthening loyalty to Rome. The Lambesis speech text, delivered by Emperor Hadrian at a Roman military base in North Africa, is a significant document that reveals much about the emperor's character and education. In this address, Hadrian praises the soldiers stationed there for their loyalty and service, emphasizing values such as discipline and unity. The speech is also notable for its literary sophistication, showcasing Hadrian's well-educated background. The use of rhymes and alliterations within the text reflects his deep appreciation for literature and rhetoric, adding an artistic dimension to his oratory that resonated with both the educated elite and the common soldier. One of Hadrian's most significant contributions was his focus on building projects. He oversaw the construction of aqueducts, temples, and other monumental structures that still stand as testaments to Roman engineering. The Pantheon, a marvel of architecture, was completely rebuilt under his watchful eye after being destroyed by fire. Hadrians Villa in Tivoli, located near Rome, is a stunning architectural marvel that offers a glimpse into the emperor's artistic and intellectual pursuits. Built as a retreat from the bustling capital, the villa is an expansive complex that encompasses over 120 hectares. It features an intricate blend of Roman and Greek architectural styles, reflecting Hadrian's appreciation for these cultures. The villa's design includes luxurious baths, elegant courtyards, ornate fountains, and an artificial maritime theater. The site's preservation allows visitors today to wander through the remnants of grand halls and serene gardens, capturing the essence of Hadrian's vision and his passion for art, architecture, and intellectual exploration. Emperor Hadrian's reign was not merely a time of military might and administrative acumen. It was a golden era of cultural renaissance. His deep admiration and affinity for Greek culture began to shape the very soul of the Roman Empire. Hadrian considered himself a dedicated Philhellene, a lover of all things Greek. He sought to make Athens the cultural capital of the empire, a beacon of knowledge and art that would shine across the known world. His passion for Greek philosophy, literature, and aesthetics was not a mere whim. It was a profound belief in the power of culture to elevate society. Under Hadrian's patronage, Athens flourished. He championed Greek symbols, infused Greek wisdom into Roman governance, and acted as a true advocate of Hellenistic heritage. The city's ancient glory was rekindled, and philosophers, poets, and artists found a generous patron in the Roman emperor. But Hadrian's cultural pursuits were not confined to Athens alone. He brought a new level of sophistication to the imperial court, becoming a patron of the arts and sciences across the empire. Monuments were erected, libraries were filled, and the echoes of Greek thought resonated in the halls of power. Despite his many accomplishments, Hadrian was not without his flaws. His fierce temper and tendency to hold grudges were well known. He was not always popular with the people he ruled, and his relationship with the Roman Senate was often strained. Yet, these imperfections did not diminish his impact. His reign was undeniably a time of great change and progress. The empire was strengthened, culture was celebrated, and the fusion of Roman and Greek ideals created a unique tapestry that enriched the lives of those who lived under Hadrian's rule. Emperor Hadrian's final years were marked by illness and physical suffering, yet his intellectual vigor and commitment to the empire remained undiminished. He passed away in 138 CE at his villa in Baiae, leaving behind a legacy of enlightened governance, cultural patronage, and strategic vision. Before his death, Hadrian adopted Antoninus Pius, ensuring a smooth transition of power and the continuation of his policies. Antoninus, in turn, would honor Hadrian's memory by securing his deification and building the Temple of Hadrian in Rome. In the echoes of his words and the shadows of his monuments, Hadrian's spirit lingers, a poetic testament to an emperor who ruled not just with power but with the pen and the heart.